Ravens fan, hold on tight. The team just dropped a statement that could change everything for next season. After the tough playoff elimination, the front office wasted no time and made it clear where the focus will be from now on. And if you think Baltimore will just sit around regretting, forget it. The message was direct, strong, and shows that the team is already looking ahead. But what exactly does this mean? What changes could be coming? Stick around until the end because the statement might be the first step toward a completely different season in 2025. Go Ravens! The Ravens had an incredible season, dominated the AFC North, and showed they had everything needed to fight for the title. The defense was dominant. The offense led by Lamar Jackson had brilliant moments, and the team seemed more prepared than ever for the playoffs. But when it was time to take the most important step, things didn't go as expected. The loss to the Bills in the divisional round put an early end to a campaign that could have been historic. After such a strong year, falling short of the Super Bowl was a shock to everyone. The problem wasn't a lack of talent. The Ravens proved in multiple games that they were one of the most dangerous teams in the NFL. But the playoffs demand a level of precision and consistency that was still missing when it mattered most. The offense couldn't produce against Buffalo's strong defense, and mistakes piled up at the worst possible moment. The team struggled to convert key plays, and the defense couldn't hold the opponent in critical situations. That extra edge needed to make a difference under pressure just wasn't there. This elimination leaves a bitter taste because the Ravens had the potential to go much further. They were one of the most complete teams in the regular season, but stumbled on issues that have appeared in previous years. Lamar Jackson carried the team in many moments, but it was clear he needs more help. The offensive line struggled in the playoffs, and the receiving core wasn't enough to change the game's course. Now, the front office must face reality and act quickly to fix these flaws before history repeats itself. There's no time to dwell on what went wrong. The Ravens need to look ahead and make the right moves this offseason to ensure 2025 is different. And the first step is strengthening the roster in key areas, something the front office is already focused on. If there's one thing that became clear this season, it's that the Ravens need more pieces to take the next step. They were one of the best teams in the NFL, but ran into limitations that cost them in the playoffs. The offensive line struggled in crucial moments. The receiving core still lacked the necessary consistency, and the defense, despite being dominant most of the year, couldn't stop the Bills when it mattered most. If the goal is the Super Bowl, these issues can't be ignored. The front office knows they must act fast and with precision this offseason. The biggest concern is the offensive line, especially with Ronnie Stanley potentially leaving. The left tackle, once one of the best in the league, has seen his performance decline due to injuries and may not return to Baltimore. Without a solid replacement, Lamar Jackson could face even more challenges keeping the offense running at a high level. The draft and free agency will be crucial in finding players who can better protect the quarterback and create lanes for Derrick Henry to shine in the running game. Additionally, the offense needs more reliable weapons in the passing game. Zay Flowers had an impressive rookie year, but Rashad Bateman and Odell Beckham Jr. weren't as impactful as expected. The team lacks a receiver who can truly make a difference, someone who can be a go-to target on third downs and in critical moments. The front office could pursue this player through the draft or free agency, but the need is clear. Lamar Jackson needs more help if the Ravens want an offense capable of competing with the best in the league. With so many areas needing improvement, this offseason is shaping up to be a busy one for Baltimore. And the first major hint of what's coming has already been given by the team itself, with a direct and meaningful message. Right after the playoff elimination, the Ravens took to social media to send a clear message: all eyes ahead. These 3 words might seem simple, but they say a lot about the team's mindset. There's no time for dwelling on what went wrong. The focus is entirely on the future, on what needs to be done to turn this disappointment into motivation for 2025. The team wants to show that they've learned from their mistakes and will come back even stronger to compete for the title. This attitude reflects the franchise's spirit. Baltimore has never been a team that gives up easily. They've always been about grit, resilience, and players who know how to face adversity. That mindset needs to be stronger than ever now because the Ravens are at a crucial moment. The roster is talented. The coaching staff is solid, but they need to take that final step to become champion. The moves made in the next few months will determine whether this team continues to fall short or finally reaches the top of the NFL. The fans' reaction shows how impactful this message was. Many see it as a commitment from the team to not repeat the same mistakes and to enter 2025 with even greater determination. But words alone don't win games. The fans want to see real actions, reinforcements coming in, changes being made, and a team that steps up in the playoffs. The challenge now is turning this mindset into results. And that process starts now, with preparation for a season that promises to be one of the toughest in recent years. The competition ahead won't make life easy for the Ravens. All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video, but I just noticed you haven't hit that like button yet. This really helps YouTube keep recommending my content to you, so I can keep bringing you all the latest Ravens updates. So go ahead and smash that like button. It's free. Thanks. Now let's keep going. If the Ravens want to prove they are truly a Super Bowl team, they will have to do it against some of the strongest opponents in the NFL. The 2025 schedule already gives a clear sign of the challenge ahead. At M&T Bank Stadium, they will face the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champion, along with tough matchups against the Bengals and Browns. On the road, things won't get any easier, with games against the Steelers, Patriots, and Lions, one of the most dangerous teams last season. There are no easy games. That means the Ravens cannot afford to make mistakes this offseason. Every roster addition must be spot on, and every draft pick must be carefully considered, because the margin for error will be minimal. The AFC is more competitive than ever, with teams like the Texans and Jaguars rising, while division rivals remain just as dangerous. If Baltimore truly wants to dominate the conference, they must be ready to take on any kind of opponent. The roster needs to be deep, balanced, and prepared to overcome challenges week after week. But this tough schedule could also be a huge opportunity. If the Ravens can navigate it and establish themselves as one of the league's strongest teams, they will enter the playoffs more prepared than ever. Difficult regular season tests can help the team fix weaknesses, get used to high-stakes games, and develop that championship mindset. That's exactly what Baltimore needs to avoid repeating past mistakes. With all of this on the horizon, the team's message makes even more sense. If the Ravens want to reach the Super Bowl, they need to keep their eyes on the future and make smart moves this offseason. There's no turning back now. The Ravens know exactly what they need to do to turn this frustration into success. The roster already has a strong foundation, with Lamar Jackson at the peak of his career, a defense that can be dominant, and a coach who knows the path to victory. But that's still not enough. The team needs more pieces to compete with the best, and most importantly, they must learn to be more efficient in crucial moments. Just making the playoffs is no longer enough. Baltimore needs a team capable of going all the way. The offseason will be the key moment for that. Eric DeCosta has the responsibility of finding the right pieces to strengthen this roster without compromising the franchise's future. Crucial decisions regarding signings, contract extensions, and draft picks will determine whether the Ravens remain stuck in the almost category or finally become true title contenders. The past few seasons have shown that this team has talent, but it needs adjustments to perform when it matters most. The front office cannot afford to make mistakes. Beyond that, the team's mentality needs to evolve. The Ravens must enter 2025 with the mindset of a team determined to dominate the NFL. No inconsistencies, no letting crucial games slip away. The players need to feel that this is the year everything can change, and that starts with off-season preparation. If the team truly believes in the message all eyes ahead, they need to prove it on the field from week 1 to the final game of the season. The opportunity to make history is still in this roster's hand. The talent is there, the right pieces can arrive, and the path to the Super Bowl is open for those willing to embrace the challenge. Now, the question is, can the Ravens turn all of this into an unforgettable season? The Ravens have made it clear that their focus is entirely on the next season, and this 3-word statement shows that no one is looking back. With key changes on the way, from offensive line reinforcements to new weapons for Lamar Jackson, the team is already moving to come back even stronger. But will these decisions be enough to bring Baltimore back to the Super Bowl? What do you think the team needs to finally win that championship? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want to stay up to date with all the latest Ravens news, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing.